certain kinds of, you look at solutions, we don't want to be emotional. When we go for a movie, in fact, we went for Golmaal yesterday. The whole movie is funny, if some of you who have seen it. And at the end, there's a touching scene where they get together when they realize that they are orphans. And that's a touching moment. Now, obviously, if somebody were to understand that and relate, and somebody who is sensitive would have tears in their eyes. But what we'll do, we will try to, hide that. Because we don't want people to show that we are emotional beings, especially be it men. Because we have been taught, yes, we have to be strong, not, face the world. How can you cry? That's not what it is. So therefore, what we have concluded, even as a generic being, is emotions are bad. Which is not so. Emotions are not bad. Obviously, having excess of emotions is bad. Therefore, how you manage that area of your life where you react more strongly than you can't react strongly in everything. You would be only reacting strongly in some areas of your life. So in those areas of your life is where you have to do your analysis and your realization. Because the moment you start introspecting is where you will start really understanding there is a root defect within us of what we call a personality defect, which actually drives us to carry out certain strong emotions which are more negative in nature, being angry, short-tempered, irritation, talking rudely, behaving arrogantly. And these are traits which we find day in, day out with several people. You could be at the receiving end, you could be at the giving end. We all are part of this emotional web in the environment which we live. So therefore, is this a sign of progress? Are we really progressing? Though we say we've been 8.5% economic development. But what would we be without emotions? Emotions are not an obstacle even from a spiritual point of view. Because the minute we bring in the spiritual quotient in us is where we start understanding that life has a balance, and the why for what we always look out for starts to have a meaning. Why am I here? Why am I able to understand? Why am I put in such a situation? Why do I have to go through such excessive negativity around me? Why do I have to be put through so much hardship and not get rewarded? And so many whys of so many things which happen. And that is where if we follow how the spiritual part is where the understanding of the give and take becomes deeper. And saying we are here because we could be doing an equation of give and take, or what is called the karma theory. A lot of you may be aware of it. You are here not by choice, but because you have been destined to be in that role, to give and take. And therefore you are here. You are today at the receiving end of a lot of negativity or a lot of positivity, because it has been earned in what we call a previous lifetimes. And that is why today you are here to actually square off an equation. And so when we see this, you must understand that emotions become primarily the foundation of how you manage your interpersonal skills, your interpersonal abilities to communicate, interpersonal relationships and emotions. Communication does not only mean talking. It also means how you conduct yourself in whatever you do. Even when nobody is looking, do you behave the same way as you would if you are in a crowd? A lot of us have a mismatch in that, because we would like to do certain things to show people, and a lot of things we do because we would not like to do it just to please people. And crossing certain limits is an obstacle. Therefore, lack of emotions is not a sign of progress. And as and when of some of you who really follow a certain path, or who have an understanding of what a spiritual side of a being is where you start really understanding your own self. And that's why we say that through spiritual practice, we become aware of our own emotions. And when we say spiritual practice, it is not just going to a temple. Am I able to fill that part in every area of my life? Am I able to see God in every person I meet, in living or in non-living? And that is where, as and when we keep doing this on a regular basis, it gets deep-rooted into our subconscious mind. And when it gets into our subconscious mind, it becomes like a habit. Because before we start any activity, for us it is, we have to do a prayer. We have to offer gratitude. Because the food which I have been given, first I do a prayer. And then I offer gratitude. Because not everybody gets 2 square meals. And here I am being offered a square meal, which is fully wholesome. So I must pray, and I must offer gratitude to God. So therefore, every small activity which you do is integrated as part of a normal being. And that also keeps you grounded to a great level. And that's when we say that when we start doing this on a regular basis, it becomes a part of you. It's like when we started, when you start to drive, it's not very easy. You start wondering whether I'll have to put my leg on the clutch, whether I'll have to put my leg on the brake or the accelerator, and I have only 2 legs. Whether I should be putting my hand on the steering wheel or the gears, I have only 2 hands. So how can I manage both and yet keep my eyes on the road not to bang the car? And it seems so much to do at one point, till you start getting into the rhythm. And as you get into the rhythm, all this comes naturally. But the phase of getting into that rhythm is the challenge. How many of us really can go ahead and drive skillfully? It takes time, but we finally do, because we have set the goal that yes, we would like to drive and have our own vehicle. And that's what makes you to take over that pains and move on. When seat belts were introduced, it was very difficult for a lot of us to put that seat belt. But today, if anyone enters the car and who does not put on the seat belt, I am sure most of us would be uncomfortable. Somebody wearing a helmet. Earlier it used to be very difficult wearing a helmet. We used to laugh at each other. But today what has happened? You need that helmet because the kind of the traffic in the city, you can be blown out anytime if you don't wear that for your own safety. So what have you done? Was it difficult to change? No. It took time because the goal was there. So if you set a goal that yes, I want to change and have internal peace. And everybody wants peace. I don't think anybody in this room would say, no, I don't want to be peaceful with myself. So at the end of it, are you really working to be peaceful? Are you doing something with yourself which is different from what you have done, a reaction to the situation which should make you think differently? So that when you think differently, your action will be different. And when your action is different, you will get a different result. And that's where we say that through regular spiritual practice, we become more aware of your emotions, of why you reacted that way. And awareness of emotion tells us about ourselves, about our nature. If you were to identify yourself, and that's an exercise we do in our weekly classes also, where are you able to assess and find out about qualities about yourself. And when you sit and write down, you will be surprised if you divide it into positive and negative. There are so many positive qualities about one, which we don't even realize we have. And at the same time, we also have negative qualities, also we may not realize. Or you might find that becomes, when you look, it's like doing a SWOT analysis of yourself. Or it's like seeing your own face or your own life in black and white. Between if you were to quantify as positive or negative. And when you look through yourself on paper, you will find, hey, I'm not such a bad person as I'm made out to be. Or I'm not so emotional as I think I am. So regular understanding your own self really puts you ahead of what probably others would be thinking. It makes you on track to be more peaceful with your own self, to have more self-confidence with your own self. And that's what the crux is. Because am I able to understand? I am here to give a few things which we understand. I understand certain things about myself because I've gone through some things. Are you in the same way able to put across your own self? Yes, I feel wrong, I feel depressed, I feel negative, I feel angry. Why would you feel that? Have you spent time to understand that? If you invest so much time in your own self, you're actually getting a long-term benefit of so many things which cannot be even quantified. So therefore we say that emotions actually helps us to understand ourselves. It also starts putting what we call borders, where that when that the limits have been crossed. What is from normal protocol? If the expression of our emotion harms others,